everybody, welcome back to the channel. We were working on a garland with the carrots and the chickens, or the peeps, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, I want to welcome you back. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support on this channel and for helping it to grow. I hope that we can jump back into this and possibly finish it up, okay? And let's get right into it, okay? All right, here we go. All right, everybody. I was playing around with this as I was waiting for these little chicks here to eyes to dry. I was playing around with this and thought, you know, if you really wanted to make a wreath out of this, you could. That looks really good. So I played around with it, and I added some greenery here and there, and this could possibly be a good idea to do. But nonetheless, this is not what we are going to do with it. I have decided that we would we're going to string them on this jute cord, but I don't just want to put them on there and tie them. And they don't lay right or whatever, depending on where you want, and you're limited on where you can put them because of how they lay. So I'm going to try and cut this off if it'll let me. Oh, okay. So I'm going to tie the chicks with this just regular jute twine, and then with the carrots, I'm going to tie them with this green jute twine. You know, and I'm not one to measure, but I do have my ruler right here in case, you know, some people are I'm not going to say that it's right or wrong. Let's just say we're going to cut these, about 7 inches, okay? Roughly about 7 inches. And I know that the carrots, I have 8. Will we use 8? I don't know. But let's just say we do. And we'll just, oops. Where'd it roll? All right. And we will cut this. We'll cut these loops, because it doesn't matter if some of them hang down further. I don't think one of my family members is going to walk into my house and say, hey, that chicken hangs lower than that carrot. I honestly don't. And I don't think any of my friends would do that. So, but we'll try and make them hang about the same, just in case they are trying, you know, people are trying to suffer in, you know, we don't want them suffering in silence. So we'll see what we can do. Oops. Kind of let one fall there. And so we do not want anybody suffering in silence. So we will, I mean, I can't guarantee that they're all going to hang, still ain't going to hang this, you know, different or the same. But we'll try. All right. So just figure we will just hook them through. And to put them on the twine, I figure we will just, well, how am I going to do that? I don't know. I'm going to leave them untied for now, because I may just tie them on there. So, might just tie them on there. If you got the loop inside the cord inside the, I'm having a problem here now. If you have get the jute around the cord in your knot, it tends not to go anywhere, and it seems to be cleaner that way. So I will thread all these, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, everybody, I have got all of them stringed up, and I have pulled out, and I didn't measure, I just pulled out a bunch of this jute cord. I found the middle of it, and I marked it with this green twine here. This way, if I have to cut off this end, all my stuff will start from the middle. So if I have to cut off the ends, I'm not messing up where my center is. So, and I have 5 chicks, right? And I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 10 carrots. So I'm going to put 2 carrots, right, in between each chick, right? And I am sorry if I am coughing. Everybody, for some reason, I woke up this morning with an itch in the back of my throat that is just like, oh my gosh, I can't get past it. I'm thinking that it would, go away. I'm going to start, let's just say, 3 inches from center over here, right? And I'm just going to wrap this string around, right? Roughly, oh wait, I want to put, ooh, I almost dropped that. I wanted to put in, I put in 1, I don't know what you would call this, crisscross, right? And I'm actually going to catch this jute twine in between each crisscross. This way, the carrot can hang freely, right? And I can have it secured to this part of the twine. Now, will this work? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Because my other idea is to tie a knot on each end of the jute twine, right? To make sure that this doesn't go anywhere, which sounds good to me. If I can, and like I said, I'm just going to tie a knot in this side with a jute twine. Okay. This way. And you just kind of guide your knot where you want it. Not letting it, get too tight before where you want it. If it does, just make it a little bigger and scoot it down closer to where you want it. And you just give that, right, that inside knot only so much that it can slip. You know, you don't want to end up with your, carrots next to each other, or your chickens all in a row because they've skipped down, So just kind of work it down to where it's next to where you want the knot. Come on, there we go. And then it'll be like here. Hopefully you can see this. This is one of my knots on this side. Here's my jute green, and then here's the other knot. So this can only go that far because I've squashed the cord into the jute knot and then tied both knots, so it can only go that far. Okay. So tighten down my knot. Right? If you wanted to, which I may, because I'm not going to cut them off right now, go back and add a tiny bit of glue to your knot right here on your green jute, right? And then measure up, put this side on this side. Measure over for your next carrot. And from that knot, I'm going to go about 4 inches, right? Or try to go about 4 inches. I'm going to do my first crisscross, pull it down a little bit, measure this, and it, like I said, it doesn't have to be, exact, but somewhere around there. Oh, I want to put my first knot. Yeah, my first knot is roughly, well, it's about almost 4.5 inches from my other knot. So, and then we will tie the second crisscross around the jute twine right here next to this knot. Keep making sure you're in the place you want to be with that jute twine. And, excuse me, that would be my phone. Okay, everybody, I'm sorry about that cut. That one was not expected. That was my fiance. Okay, let's get back to this. Please make sure that if you're holding this up, that all of your little things hang the same way, right? That you're, once in a while, just pick it up, make sure it's hanging the same way, right? And like I have 2 different, the tips of my carrots are look two different. This one's dark with light and this one's light with dark. So I made sure I had one of each between putting my chick in. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to do this, and I may plug in my glue gun and go in there and put a dot of glue in each one, and then go ahead and cut off the extras, and then we will take this decorating of our garland, right? to the next level. All right, everybody. I'll see you when I get back. Okay, everybody. We're going to finish this up. I have linked all of my chicks, and on the last two, after the chick, I had 2 carrots left, and I just hung it right after to finish them off. Oh, I guess it goes this direction. Anyway, to finish them off, I put the 2 carrots, the 1 chick, and the other carrot. Okay, that way, and so it starts with a carrot on this end, and it's got a carrot on the other end. And to finish off the ends, I doubled it over so I could hang it with this loop right here. I doubled it over and I tied it, and I still haven't cut it off. I just doubled over and tied it. And this bow, this raffia bow, I wrapped this loops around a book, 15 or 20, between 15 and 20 times, and then tied it off. I did the same for the tails, right? And then this flower right here, I took the twine and I took it around 4 of my fingers like this, like 6 times. I counted the bottom loops since I started here. This doesn't count. The bottom loops I did 6 times. Cut a piece off, pull these off, tie it in the middle. And you do 3 of these, right? And then you stagger them like this. One goes here, one goes here, one goes here. And it makes this raffia like flower right here. So these I used the green that is hanging in these, and I made leaves. I hope you can see that. The leaves that just come off here. And I just glued this to the knot where I tied this. Right? So that's what we're going to do on the other side. So we will take this back there. We will get the other side. Okay, here it is, the other side. I flipped it upon itself and I tied it. So I've got this nice big loop. I made sure that both loops on each side were the same, right? So on this one, I make sure that it's hanging, which way it's hanging. Okay, so this is going to be the front. I'm trying to balance that on my knee so don't have to have it all on the table at one time. So this raffia bow that I made, right? Like I said, around the book, 15 times for the top, around for the back. I tied both in the middle, and then I cut the loops of this one, not this one, but this one, and then glued it back here. This is the flower, separate with the 2 flowers. You could possibly leave these together. I didn't. Just make one loop like this and loop it and leave it in the middle and just glue it in the middle. Oh, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. I didn't think of that, so I didn't see any that had the things on it. I was just trying to bring in the other twine for the carrots. So I'm going to glue this. Oh, and this is a button that I got, any button or a rhinestone. You don't have to have a button. You can leave this just the way it is. I mean, it's fine just hung up just like this. But I just kind of wanted to finish off the edges just a little bit more. So, and I put one of these blue or these wooden buttons. And the reason I did that is because I made this like a stain, like this, a brown stain, right? And I wanted to show you how, if I still have it, yeah, I do. Have it right here. I took this espresso, right? And I just did, and I just have a water bottle. It's just a water bottle. And I watered this down pretty good. You know, just watered it down. Just basically just making it to where it was less like paint, more like stain. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I didn't want it, I just want to give the flower or the outside of the flower some dimension. So what I did was I took it and I just brushed the round tips of my thing. There's lots of ways you can do this. You can use shoe polish, rubber stamp. You can use that. You can, yeah, the rubber stamp, shoe polish, and that's the, I mean, you can use either kind. The liquid shoe polish, you can use the can screw, you know, you can do them a lot of different ways. I just don't have that on hand, and so I figured if I want to do this, this is another way of doing that. I am very sorry. That is not supposed to do that. So, but, and I'm not, I mean, you can do it as, I mean, you don't have to do this if you know. So, it was just an idea that, and I don't know, oh, I went over the button too. The button is, like I said, unfinished, and I just went over it like that, right? And then came back and wiped it all off. And it just kind of gave it that brown, dark brown, texture. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, that's one editing job I won't have to do. Anyway, excuse me. Okay, and now I'm going to glue this right here in the middle. It's still a little damp. You can wait until it dries, or I'm always in a rush, so I don't. So, but, and then we're going to glue this right to here. So that the ends are finished off. And not only will I will go and put glue here on the actual bow, and then after I lay this down on it, I'm going to go over the back of it, kind of like you would a sign if you were putting it on a wreath, right? Two sides is always better than one. So, and then I am just going to hold this here, well, until it sets up, and it's hard a little bit, and it's also pushing on that bow or that flower on the other side so that it will set in real good. I'm going to clip all my cords on it, and then when I show you this, I'll hang it up in my room, and then I will show it to you as a finished project. Okay? So sorry about all the cuts in this. It's just stages. It's just waiting for paint to dry, waiting for glue to dry. And I'm trying to keep these under 30 minutes, but so far I have not been able to do that with my DIYs. So, be back. Okay, everybody, here it is, hung up in all its glory, right? It was hanging a little lower than what I would like it, right here in the middle. So, I just took some raffia, some twine, and tied it up there in the middle. So now it sways that way and it sways this way. And there it is. All right, guys. This is it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is the time to do it. Right? Right. Come back. Enjoy the next one with us. Everyone, have a good night and be blessed, my friends.